Good morning and welcome. You are with the Skeinz Diaries. This is Marie on Thursday, the 11th of May, episode 249. Yes, as you can see, I am finally back on both platforms. Got all that nailed down yesterday, well, actually this morning. So it's good to be back. Sorry about Monday. Things happen, right? It's been a crazy old week. Snow. I hear rumours that there is snow in the south. I have seen photographic evidence of customers in Wanaka with some snow, so that's really exciting. And I hear that it is moving up the island, and the girls tell me that there's snow on the ranges. Not that I've seen it this morning, but apparently it's here. So yeah, I think you know what that means. Cold snap means perfect knitting weather. Very exciting. Just very exciting. Good morning, everyone. Welcome along. So I'm actually feeling really good. I'm feeling really, really good. I'm probably the most organised for diaries that I have been in forever, which is exciting. I've even actually done a little bit of knitting, a modicum of knitting, which is nice actually, because I've done so little knitting lately. It's driven me crazy. So today I'm actually going to show you what I've got on the needles. Then I'm going to show you some Mother's Day ideas actually. Now, even if it's a self-purchasing Mother's Day, I know that a lot of them are not going to get to you in time for Mother's Day. So I sort of look at this at very much of this is how we're going to treat ourselves for Mother's Day. But just a few things have come in that have all kind of landed today, and we're going to do a promotion for the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for some yarn, and I'm going to show you those. And we've also had a couple of restocks and a few things as well. Hey, Charles is in the house. Hi, Charles. How are you? Charles, I have to tell you, Heather here, actually, I should have gotten Heather to bring it in, is knitting your new mosaic hat pattern, and she is loving it. Absolutely loving it. So, yeah, we're excited. Hopefully we'll get that in the shop for a sample. Okay. Good morning. Yay, it's good to see everyone back on Facebook as well. I even had to, the streaming service that I use here is actually Israeli based, and I had to email them going, and they were, to their credit, they got back to me and we got it all sorted, which is good. It was a Facebook thing, so it was glad to be back. Right, I've been naughty. I've been really, really naughty, and I have not knitted my brother's sweater, but I spoke to him yesterday. He doesn't mind. He's all good. My new deadline to get it done is I'm going down to stay with him when I go to Capital Fibre Fest, and he lives in Wellington, so I had to have it done by then. So that's why I need to get onto that. So that's my new deadline for the sweater, and I think I should be able to do it. Like, I'm halfway up the second sleeve, and once I join everything back together and start doing the top of the body, it's going to be a doddle after that, to be brutally fierce. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. Oh, hey, Sian's in transit. She's off on the way for a big trip. So we've gone from Blue Mountains and she's at LAX. I can't wait to see your photo, Sian. I'm really excited about that. Anywho, so I've got a new deadline for the Brothers Jumper, so that's good. And because I have just been so full on and so busy, I needed a bit of mindless knitting. So I suddenly decided I needed to do myself the slippers. I hadn't done any of these felted slippers in forever, so I told you about this the other day. I decided in the end just to go with 3 colours. I think I said to you I thought I might do a 4th, but no, I'm going to go Harlequin. And those are the 3 colours that I've selected. So one is Southlander Foxy Red, one is Highlander Heather Stornoway, and the third is a random from my stash. But I know that it is not machine washable, so it's a random. It was just a lonely little ball. So those are the 3 that I've chosen. Now this one is the bulky 12 ply. This is the beautiful thing about these felted slippers. It's because we're felting them. This is going to hold a multitude of sins, and it doesn't matter that I've got 2 DKs and a 12 ply. It's you could, even if you've got some vintage 10 ply floating around, ultimately, you knit them on a 5mm needle and garter stitch. That's me, 5mm needle and garter stitch. And you create an L. And I'm going to show this to you. You'll laugh. Veronica was just laughing at me before because I was out there saying to Veronica, I've got to remember how to fold these. It's been so many years. So, and it took a few attempts to actually dust off the old memory cells. So that's what you knit. Now, on the pattern. I think I did this as a downloadable pattern. It's you knit them in squares, and on our one, because the original actually is no longer available online, but there's a million of these. But I'd actually divided out and done the sizing. I divided out and did the sizing of where everything fits. If you want a copy of that, just email us at info@skeinz.com and Cheryl will get you the PDF for that, because I've broken down the sizings and where everything's at. So you then do the first fold, and I'm going to show you the first fold when I undo it. So there's your L. Ta-da. And as you can see, I've got lots of little shaggies on there. There is a reason for this. There is a reason for the shaggies. So your first fold is, now that I've unfolded it, I can't remember. Oh, I knew this would happen. Your first fold, no, I didn't. Oh, that's right. Yes, it is. I forgot again. Let me just move that. Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, let's come back. Memory cells get, so there it is. So your first fold is you take this one over there like that. Right. So over the top. And this one here is a sole piece, and that's a top piece. That's why I know that that is. So that's your first fold. The second fold is with the right side facing. Ooh. So there's your first fold there. As you then do a fold here, you actually twist this over. There you go. Create a little halvesy like that. There you go. So you can see those two want to kiss corner there. So that's a sole, and there's the other half of your sole. Side sole, side sole. So then what I do, and what I suggest you do, I'm just going to pin this to show you, is that what I have done in the past is that I would do, I learnt this through trial and error, I'll have you know, is I find that once you've done that, those first folds, actually sew your seams together. And I'm going to show you where those seams are to sew. It just makes the final fold much, much easier, because there is a little bit of origami that goes on with that final fold. And if these pieces are all sewn together, it just makes that final fold much, much simpler. So I'm just going to pin that. Oh, and I'm going to pin that one up there too. It just makes everyone's life a lot easier. Now, the other thing I do when I do this is I do actually do a slip stitch, and I just do it in that way, slip stitch selvage at the beginning of every row. And the reason I do that is when I go to sew these together, that slip stitch selvage in there actually turns into this sort of like a zipper, and the little bumps at the beginning of that selvage all interlock like that. And it then means that when it comes to sew this up, you're actually just running your needle with your thread straight up in between each one of those bumps to pull them together. Because remember, this is going to be felted. So it doesn't have to be perfect mattress stitch or anything like that, because it's all going to be knitting itself together in the felting process. So I'm just going to turn around to show you the back. So there's the back there. This is why I keep all the dangly danglies. Because what I then do is I take these and I use these to sew up all those bits in between. So I just literally grab one of those, run the needle up in between those interlocking pieces, and then just make sure that all of those are interlocked. So as I said before, those are the two sole pieces there, side sole, flip it round. That's my toe. And then I've got my bits at the back. Now, your next fold is you pull this guy over. So see how those two are kissing at the back? You push these guys over so they kiss at the front. Sorry, dry throat. Right. So then that's your top, and I then sew that one next. I sew this as I go because honestly, it makes the world of difference. So then what I've got is this. So this is now my top and my toe here. I've got this guy there, and then I've got this sort of extra bits there, and you think to yourself, what's going on there? This is where the curly-whirly part is. Is this part here is actually your flap. So that is doing that. And what you're actually doing, and this is the one thing I do make sure I do, is right, and I'm going to show it to you when I pop the pin in it. The little nexus point just there between the two side points in this front toe piece, that little nexus point there, I often pop a wee little stitch in there to keep it quite firm so it doesn't go anywhere, because that wee flappy bit, which is connected to that bit, pops out like that. And then this side seam here, which is the bottom of the sole, actually connects with that piece there, which is the back of the heel. So let me put a pin in there to show you. So this is where the origami comes in, because you think, it's looking really weird now. So there you go, that's that bit there. So you actually lay that flat, and then you've got one flap there like that, and then you've got this crazy little loose bit, last bit there. Well, of course, that then you need to spin round onto the red. And the video that I have in the PDF is not me doing this. It's actually a nice, beautiful, professionally done video, and not me. So there you go. But I bet they don't have nice lips like I do. Nice lipstick on. Right. So let me put this here to show you. Pinning. Pinning, pinning. Right, I'm going to put a second pin in there just to make life easy. Once you've got it all sewn, and you just sort of sew on one piece at a time, there we go. So that's now sewn at the back. So as you can see, you've got that diamond up the heel at the back. You've got those two side flaps there. There's your two soles at the bottom. And then you're looking at that thinking, gosh, that's huge. And it is quite big. Once that goes into the wash, I mean, that's massive. That will be way too big, but this will shrink. Okay, so, I mean, I've gone and done this. Hopefully this will fit me. It may not, actually, looking at it, but we'll soon see. But once this goes into the wash, this will all felt up beautifully. And just make sure that all these little ends are woven in, or even just trimmed, to be honest, because, as I said, it's going to be felted. And then once it's all sewn up, into the machine it goes. And that's it. So there you go. I've got one done. So that is those slippers. So as I said, if you want the PDF for that, I did put it out in the newsletter a few weeks ago, but if you want the PDF for that, just email the lovely Cheryl at info@skeinz.com and she can whip that out to you. And that's this PDF here, which explains where all the different bits are. So for I did my soles and my flaps are the same color. So if you're going to do 3 colors, do flaps and soles the same color, because the soles you don't see because it's on the bottom. So then if you want to make sure you see that third color, make that your flaps. And then, that word flaps. And then your side sole and your heel and your toe, you definitely want your heel and your toe the same color. And then that makes it nice and sort of matchy-matchy. So that's what I've been up to. So hopefully I'm going to start the other one tonight. And if I actually get a good run at it, I've got a little bit of work to do tomorrow morning. But hopefully I'll get a bit of time tomorrow afternoon. I might be able to knock out the whole second slipper for the weekend wash run. So that will be fun. Right, the other thing that happened yesterday, and we're quite excited about, is we have been waiting for sweater stones for ages. I know you guys have been asking for them. There was a change of I think the company changed hands. There was lots of different stuff going around. Yes, Barbara was saying wool felt beautifully about 30% smaller, and that's right. So this is our sample sweater stone from the shop. The sweater stones are now back. I have put the link in the show notes, so you should be able to get those. So the sweater stones are back. The Skeinz Super Soft is back in stock, and the Skeinz Fabric Shavers are back in stock. These are all three things that we haven't had for ages, and they've all come back in the last week or so. So we're very excited about that. So that's the sweater stone there. As you can see, usually when your sweater stone arrives, by the way, these edges will be much more crisp. This one has been very well used. Now, what these sweater stones are is it's a synthetic pumice, and it's used as a depiller. These sweater stones work great on projects like this. So I'm just going to pull the chair, sorry. So you just, I mean, they're the easiest things in the world. Just gently, literally give it a light brush across your project. And as you can see, the pills were just literally flying off as I was doing. And this works really, really well with Southlander type yarn. So any sort of yarn, I find that sweater stones work best for any yarns that aren't machine washable or shrink treated. I find that's where the sweater stones come into their own. Did you see all the fluffy fluffies flying off everywhere? Oh, there we go, look. Look at that. Look at that. This on these style of projects are brilliant. So if you've got lots of stuff in Southlander, in Perrindale, in the Truly Myrtle, any of those more grippy yarns, Cove, this works a freaking treat on Cove. The sweater stone works an absolute treat. You can use it on machine washable yarns, but I just find that it is a little too smooth. These do actually work quite well on possum yarns. And in fact, this one's an alpaca yarn. This is Mahana. This is the very original Mahana swatch. And you can just, it works quite well on that too, because anything like that, and you just give it a light sloughing over, and it just, pulls all of those sloughs, all of those pills off. The other nice thing, if you've got possum yarns, actually, I find this works really well for possum yarns because it has a twofold effect. What it does is it sloughs off all the pills, but it also helps rebloom the possum. So if you've got sock mortician, for example, I've got a couple of sock mortician projects. I only use my sweater stone on it. The other yarn too that it works really well with is Cove, sock mortician, mohair, whisper fine. So the shoji that I have in my whisper fine and my cozy, this works great because, as I said, it will slough off any of those pills, but it refluffs back up all those, it rebrushes up and brings the halo back out of those yarns. So this will work great. This will work well on roving, any of those. So these are back online now for $20. So best $20 you'll ever spend, and they last for ages. So that is those. However, if you're somebody who is a bit nervous about, rubbing a bit of pumice onto your woolies, or you want something that's a little bit smoother finish, that's where the fabric shaver comes in. We adore these. We can't keep these in stock. So this is our shop one. We've had this one now for 3 or 4 years. We've never replaced the blades in it yet. We can get replacement blades, and I say that, and literally the replacement blades that we got in have already sold out. These came in during the Epic sale, might have been just after Epic sale, and the half a dozen or so that we bought in are sold out. So we do need to get some more blades. There are battery-operated versions similar than this. Briscoes have actually quite a good one that I still have at home for the odd spot treatment here and there, which takes 2 AA batteries. And you probably, if you were doing a good session, and this is the time that we're doing this, right? Because the weather, we've just had the cold snap. We're starting to literally dust off the woolies to get them out. And this is a great time if you're going to do your reblocks or to give them a freshen up with the depiller. I find that battery operated one, if I've got moderate pilling, I can get through 2 to 3 garments, and then I need to change out batteries, because once the batteries start dying down, that's when the blades could be a little bit prone to grabbing. So with an electric, you don't have that problem. You literally have the same level of power the entire time. So I've dug this out. I'll turn that off for a second. I've dug that out. So there you go. Look at that. Let's turn it around this way. So this is, I think this is actually our original Bohemia swatch. I cannot tell you how many years old that is. So there it is there. And I just thought I would and so you just rub it along. So I'm going to actually, I see if I can put the camera up to show you this. So you just literally, there we go, you just lightly rub it over the top of your garment like this. Okay, so I'll put this back, and then I'll quickly do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So you just really literally apply the softest pressure. You're not pressing it down. It's just light pressure across the top. So I'll show you the difference with this. I'll do fabric shaver on one side, and then I'll do sweater stone on the other, because both sides are equally as pilled. Now I'm just doing the stocking stitch section in this, just to show you. Just done this quite roughly. So usually you'd be at home, it'd be a bit more relaxed. And I'm just going to do the sweater stone version at the back, just so this. And it does actually give you two quite different looks. And some people like it better one way than the other. So that's the sweater stone off the back. And that's what that looks like, bearing in mind that's reverse stocking stitch. So as you can see, all the big pills are gone. It's now just got a soft, gentle little halo, and that's come out. Whereas on this side, it's much, much smoother. Now, what you can do is, if you really want to be a smart tart about it, is that you can use your electric shaver to get it nice and smooth. And then you could actually, if you were nice and brave and you had a sweater stone, you could actually give it a little bit of a brush up with the sweater stone just to pull your possum back out and make it lovely and soft and pliant. So you could do that too. So that is, so you can do either. That's the alpaca. This one's slightly smoother, so let's just do the alpaca. You'll laugh. I had a group in here. I did a school group with it yesterday, and I suddenly looked down at my jumper, and I wore my Cove love note yesterday, and I was like, it needs a little bit of love. It needs some love. So they were arriving, and I was literally de-pilling my jumper on the front counter. And there you go. Look at that. Look at that. So you can see I didn't do the top. You see the fluffles there, but look how much smoother that is through the center. So those are the electric shaver. These are $69.95. These are $20. Oh, and to be honest, I just think they are worth their weight in gold. Sue's asking, does de-pilling weaken the structure of the fibre over time? Yeah, well, over such a length of time. Look, you are taking a little bit of fibre, obviously, off there. If it's a very, very, very fine fibre, like a lace weight garment, then you need to be careful. But I'm talking your everyday woolies like this that you're wearing all the time, not your super special heirloom items. And if they're heavily pilled, you're not going to want to wear them. If you keep them looking good, it will be great. So I've had either a battery operated or a sort of sweater stone type de-pilling scenario now for close to 20 years. I've got some projects that would be close to that old, and they're still going strong. I've got one problem child, very, very fine merino, done in a full ply, untreated, that I have to depilled pretty frequently, and it's also too had a couple of little creepy crawlers in there. So that one there, sometimes you do have to go through and spot check, and I have to watch that one really, really carefully. But then I've got other yarns like I've got one that is a twist on twist merino cashmere silk, and I probably knitted that project 12 years ago, and I have to, with the cashmere in there, it needs a deep hill, probably just a light deep hill under the most sort of underarms, under bosom. Sort of for me, it's around the back because obviously sitting in a chair, you get that friction at the back of the chair. So I give it a spot probably every third or fourth wear. It will just get a light with the shaver, just a light bzz, 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 just to have it looking good as gold, and it's fine. So yes, over time, that is the answer, but it is such a length of time that it's not, you're going to get the wear out of your, the wear out of your garment in that time. So there you go. Those are both back in stock, so really excited about that. So good to have them back. So that's them. So I finally got my act together to show you this properly. So I love it. Oh, no, you're welcome, Sue. Now, Mother's Day. I'm just praying that my family remember. I think they will. Well, my son's working, so one of them, but they better remember. But we thought we'd just do a little something. And again, Claire and I have been running around this morning to see what's going to come in and what isn't going to come in. Something has arrived, which was supposed to be in Fruit Pick sale, and then of course we had the Gabrielle, and that threw everything out the window. Gabby. But then now some of these sale things are now starting to come in from the mill. And as I promised at the time, when they came in, we would actually do those promotions on them. So the first one is with Albertine. We were putting together a limited edition colour set for Albertine. So these are our regular Albertines. So that's one lot of our original Albertines, plus actually this orange was one of the new ones, but these are all the originals plus two of the newbies in the last new colour release. And this is the new box. So this 6 here are our newbies, and these 6 here were from the last colour release. And I put these 3 here because that's Wolf Island, Sable, and I can't even tell you what this new one is, but they're all tonal taupes, and they're absolutely stunning. This one here is it's the most beautiful blossomy sort of, it's that pink that's sort of like a peachy pink. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've got a really beautiful mushroomy lilac, lovely soft sage green. This is a silver grey, but it's a warm grey as opposed to the cool grey, which is the silver plover. And it just goes so well with even down here, see, with those sabley colours, because it's a warm grey. There is just some utterly delicious shades. So this one is I haven't even got it loaded up. That's this afternoon's job. So this one's called Flint, the soft grey. Pea shoot is the sagey green. This is gorgeous. This one is called Finch. This is the beautiful sort of dusky mushroomy lilac. Opal is this beautiful soft pink, and it is that sort of opaly pink. It's really pretty. Celestite is this lovely robin egg type blue, soft robin egg blue, and this beautiful rich cream is called Oat, and they are utterly delicious. Look at those together. Aren't they amazing? They're absolutely delicious. And I know you guys love Albertine. So they're all just on Skeinz black labels and not Albertine labels because they are at this stage limited editions. We don't have plans to add these into the range unless they sell so dramatically well that we think, we might just sneak that in. I already have a fair idea of which ones may actually end up becoming a permanent member of the band, as they say. But those are all going to get loaded up. So I'm going to have them loaded up today, but the special price will click over at midnight. So if you see them loaded today, don't be getting all excited and, you know, trigger happy on me, because the special price is going to load over from midnight tonight, and it will run from midnight tonight until midnight Sunday night. So you've got 3 days. All the Albertine is going to be $6.95. I know, you're welcome. Thank you. So if you're wanting to do something like double time in solid colours in a beautiful, luscious, soft yarn, this is the time. If you're wanting to stock up and do some beautiful machine washable merino for the knit-a-thon, this is the time. If you've been holding off because you're wanting to do a larger scale project for yourself, but you want that lovely soft lush merino, this is the time. $6.95 a ball, but it's only for 3 days. So you do need to get your skates on and get that stashed. So I will be doing the newsletter for that, which will be timed to go out tomorrow. So you won't get a newsletter today. I'm telling you guys today because you're here. But I'll be sending that newsletter out tomorrow with that special. And we'll be doing that as these yarns come in. So as these yarns come in and arrive, whatever range that they will be part of, we will do something with them. So you've got them as a little bit of a promotion, because we feel awful that, we didn't have them for Epic Sale. What else? Woolfest. I'm really excited about going back up to Woolfest. We had a year off last year from doing festivals, so it's so nice to be back. We're only doing 2 because it's so full on, but we're doing Woolfest and Capital Fibre Fest. So that is Woolfest is the 27th of this month. Capital Fibre Fest, of course, is the 1st of July. Really looking forward to it. Claire and I are in the middle of negotiations of what we're actually going to take. I think we have got it nailed down. Our show only special at the show is an absolute freaking humdinger. So if you're coming to the show, we're going to be in shed 3. Now, usually I'm in shed 4, so which is the first shed as you walk in. So I'm going to be shed 3 this time, which is the next shed over. Where in there, I don't know, but I'll be in there. How can you miss all of this? I'll be there. So do come and see me in there. So the show only special, I can definitely tell you, is an absolute freaking humdinger. So you do want to come in and have a look at that. And then we're just figuring out what else that we're going to have. We're just waiting to see what's going to come in from the mill, what will arrive in time. Claire is just working on that at the moment. I think, fingers crossed, it will be hopefully the vintage DK prints, because we only got half of them in. So we are looking at potentially maybe having those, but we'll see what we've got. And whatever it will be fabulous. So do make sure you come and visit us. And just remember too, as I only bring an absolute smidgen, just a little sisson of what we've got, but what I try to do is just bring you something that is really fantastic value. So whatever I will have there will be on sale, and then we'll probably do something special online for those that can't make it. But if you are able to make it, QMU Showgrounds, Saturday 27th of May, it is just a fantastically run event by Creative Fibre Auckland, and I cannot recommend it enough. It is just awesome. So I will definitely be there at this stage on my own, but hopefully I'll scrounge up a helper between now and then. Oh my Lord, I know. Otherwise you'll see me there looking like a one-armed paper hanger on my own, but it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And that is me. I'm going to head off and get all this stuff loaded up for you. Have a great weekend. Get those knitting needles out. And remember, if you want to send anything across to us for the knit-a-thon, make sure you label it with a size. And if you have got the ball band from what you've worked on, pop that on there too for some washing instructions. But other than that, keep knitting and have a great weekend. Until then, take care.